Check, check, check. Check 1, 2, check 1, 2. Are y'all ready? I apologize for being a little bit late. Yeah, y'all ready? See, listen, I wasn't going to go live. I didn't know if y'all wanted to go live tonight. I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm a working type of guy, so I didn't know. But anyway, since you wanted to go live, I'm going to go live too. Listen, I'm going to say thank you for all of those who have supported thus far. I do have enough. I got enough to get me there and get me a hotel. So I'm there. Now we're going to try to get security there. You know what I mean? If y'all assisted, you know what I mean? I'm there. I can show the receipts. I'm there. I mean, I will try to get security there. Let me throw this in the demonstration, family, because listen, I'm gonna talk to y'all for a minute as I do this. On a serious note, it's time to really hold these people accountable. And can y'all hear me good? Press 7 if you can hear me good. Press 7 if you can hear me good. If you can hear me good, press 7. All right. So listen, it's time to really hold these people accountable. And what I mean is this. Do we really want to? So listen, you know what I've realized? One of the things that I've realized from doing this presentation or this series on the hidden brother, one thing that I realize is that our people are living in cyberspace. You hear what I'm saying? Our people are literally living in this box. It's like everywhere I go in this box, people spend hours and hours and hours in this box talking about what they're supposed to do, what they're going to do, and what we ought to do. And this is on both sides of the line about this reparation talk. This is on both sides of the field when we talk about this identity talk. It's amazing how many hours is spent in this box. It blows me away. And so what that tells me is that most of these people are in this box fishing to grab something out of your pocket. Because there's so much time spent in here, it's like that's the only thing that you could be doing is developing new techniques to scheme, throw an event a couple times a year, claim that it's an expo, claim that it's a pride event, claim that it's a social upheaval event, but in fact, it's only fishing. And so my thing is, with me here on Morris World TV, I don't want to get caught up in that. What I want to do is put it on the ground. Now, and I'm going to tell you, I can't put it on the ground by myself. There is no way I can put it on the ground by myself. What I mean, put it on the ground? I mean, with this research, I want to start going to these places where these people are accused of all this crazy stuff. I want to pull the file from there. Many times, right? Many times when you see people with these records that people try to out somebody, for instance, when somebody had to get my record, what they had to do is they had somebody in Baltimore to go to the prosecutor's office and they had to get it off the computer because Maryland don't put everything online. You understand what I'm saying? Maryland don't put everything online. So it's a guy here in Maryland. I know who it is. It's a guy who in Maryland got it for somebody associated with Inky, associated with the guy on the front of my video. And so he went to the courthouse and actually got it. Because a lot of this stuff is not online. A lot of people are not being exposed fully because we only have access to what's in this box. If we would have access to, on the ground, paying the clerk, give me the paperwork, present it to the people, I'm trying to tell you, we will roll these people right off the cliff. So a lot of things, and I looked at it with this Hidden Brothers series. There's a lot of little missing pieces. In the Grandmaster J situation, I didn't go live on that because it's a few missing pieces out of there, And so my thing is, family, listen, I'm going to tell you, don't take it from your family, because these people are not that important. You feel what I'm saying? They're not that important, but it is important. It is important to address these people, because at the end of the day, these people are taking from the community. The power is in the people, and the power is in the people is fueled by the finance that we're able to use to do the work to get around and get some things done. So the power is in the people. So because the power is in the people, the moment that you take the finances that could be used to elevate, to push us into another level, now you really compromising where we could go as a people. We got a generation coming behind us. We got children coming from behind us. We got young people that is interested. But what we have people that's waiting to swindle them, And so I'm saying this social media thing is not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. Let me throw this in there real quick. It's not going anywhere. So because it's not going anywhere, we may as well get prepared to deal with it from a proactive level. That's all I'm saying. And if you're interested, don't take from your family now. But if you're able to support financially, and I'm telling you straight up, please do not take from your family to give to nobody. Not me, not nobody. But if you're able to, I'm going to do right by you. We're going to go and get this done. And I'm saying one of the things that I'm going to do, so I'm putting a link in here. One of the first things I'm going to do, I'm going to deal with this guy has the ability to freestyle, call me a sexual predator. Are you serious? Are you serious? Has the ability to call me, moi, a sexual predator? Are you serious? Let me show you something, family. See, we're going to take the gloves off just for a minute. See, you won't have the ability to call me a sexual predator and I don't respond. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm going to respond aggressively. I want you to know that. I'm going to respond aggressively because that's not who I am. I never was that, and I never will be that. So I'm going to respond aggressively. You know what I mean? What you need to look at is the commonality in two people that you got your arms around right there. You know what I'm saying? But that's what we need to look at. You know what I'm saying? We need to look at that one is your wife and one is your daughter. Which one is your wife? Which one is your daughter? That's what we need to look at. See, I'm not going to play with you. I'm different from the rest of the Moors. I'm different from the rest of the Moors that going intellectually let you disrespect me, and then I'm going to disrespect you. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not going to disrespect you. No, I'm not going to disrespect you. I'm going to tell the truth. I'm going to try the truth. Now, I want to know which one is your daughter and which one is your wife. See, because you're not going to say this about me, and I'm not going to respond. I'm going to respond aggressively. Aggressively. I'm talking about all bets is off when you say that I've done something that I haven't done. All bets is off. So you can get mad now. Anybody that don't like it, get mad now. And exit on your way out the door. Exit your way out the door. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to live with this name that you put on me. How can you sit up there and say that recklessly? You're reckless with that. How you going to do it? Are you for real? You for real? That's what you going to do? That's what we doing. That's what we doing. That's what we doing. Okay, I see. That's what we doing. All right, since that's what we doing, that's what we doing. You call somebody an offender? Huh? kind of offender are you? What kind of offender are you? Huh? What? Are you serious? Are you serious? Let's talk about some offense. See, you haven't been caught. You haven't been prosecuted. And the reason why you haven't been prosecuted is because you most likely are protected. See, you haven't been prosecuted. You see what I'm saying? But that don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing. We know what you're talking about. Man, we got to shut this guy down. We got to shut this guy down. This guy got to be shut down. Listen, in our community, right? In our community, we are an exclusive group. Whether we call ourselves FBA, whether we go by Moor, whether we go by Hebrew, whether we go by African American, Afro American, whatever we choose to go by and it sits right with us, we are an exclusive group. But being an exclusive group does not give you the right to disrespect, to humiliate, and to undermine other unified attempts with our people around the globe. It doesn't give you the right to do that. There is no person on the planet Earth that should be so vile and disrespectful, not only to our women, but here in America, but to our women abroad around the globe. Because if you can disrespect a woman in the way that I see that this brother disrespect women, there is no way that he can guide and lead a people towards reparation, liberation of any kind. There is no way. Let's start it off with this. Listen to how this guy talks. And any woman that supports this guy is insane. Is insane.
And she stole $80 and that hurt me. So that was it. That was the only time. But other than that, no. Your grandmother don't count. That was my hoe, and she doesn't count. She was
my grandmother. Okay, so my grandmother was your hoe, correct?
Yeah, she was on a hoe.
And she was Eritrean. Is that what you're saying?
She was your grandmother.
So here is a video that I found where he's talking to a sister from Africa. I don't know what the beef is. It doesn't make a difference. But to just hear him treat this woman's family with straight disdain. Her family is not in the conversation. She is from Ethiopia. I don't know the history behind their back and forth, but just listen to this foul. I mean, any woman that would follow this, support this, is out their everlasting mind. Listen.
Whatever she is, she smelled like injera and goat meat. So it didn't work out.
So you still don't know you still don't know where Djibouti is located. And is that what you're saying? Last time I spoke to you, I told you I was from Djibouti. You didn't even know where the fuck that was. But you're wearing a suit and tie and you're acting all educated, writing all these fake books. Right? Well, stealing from other people's material, right? No. And then claiming it as yourself. You know that's an infringement of copyright. Do you have any cases impeding against you for stealing people's information and using it as yourself, Mr. Tariq Nasheed?
The only
Do you know that did you huh?
The only material that I'm accused of taking is your grandmother's musty burqa. It's her material.
He's gonna say the only material that I took from you is your grandmother musty burqa. How disrespectful is that? How disrespectful is that? What woman would support somebody like this? Vicky Dillard, why would you support something like this? Sister Vicky Dillard. Sister Vicky Dillard. And you know I like you. I thought you was cool until I really got to listening to Tariq Nasheed. I wonder why, Sister Vicky, why would you support something like this? Why? You shouldn't be caught around this guy. It's just a rhetorical question. I like sisters who step up to the front. I like sisters who put it all on the line. But when you start to associate with those who have no respect for your kind, I got to start to question you. I got to start to question you. When you align yourself with one that has no self-respect, has no respect for you or your kind, now I have to question you. And that goes for anybody who flocks with this character. I have to question you. Is the bag for commentary on a video more important than how he disrespect women? Is the bag that important? Is a couple of $1,000, a couple of $100 that he pays somebody to sit on the couch for an interview? Is it that important? The way he disrespects and humiliate and go crazy when it gets into a conversation of somebody who disagree with him? Is it that serious? Well, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. Listen to this.
Oh, so what made you so angry? Hold on, Dr. Abbas. I'm trying to find out what made you so angry for you as a grown-ass man who is a father to speak on my grandmother. Was it the fact that you're the baby mother or your wife is a stripper? Or is it the fact that you cheated on her recently and then your sex tape is in the timeline? Is it the fact that Tara Perry is dragging you and exposing you for it? You cheated on her or your wife is a stripper? My grandmother. Was it the fact that you're the baby mother or your wife is a stripper? Or is it the fact that you cheated on her recently and then your sex tape is in the timeline? Is it the fact that Tara Perry is dragging you and exposing you for it? My grandmother. Was it the fact that you're the baby mother or your wife is a stripper? Or is it the fact that you cheated on her recently and then your sex tape is in the timeline? Is it the fact that Tara Perry is dragging you and exposing you for it? Is it the fact that your FBA community has been dismantled? What is it exactly that is triggering you to the point that you're reaching out for my grandmother who happens to be resting peacefully underground? You tell me that, Tariq.
She's not underground. She's at a Motel 6 in Compton. She's not underground, and she needs not underground. She's at a Motel 6 in Compton. She's not underground, and she needs to give me my money. And I told her, I'm not going to play games. I will get you deported, bitch, if you don't give me my money. So that's the only thing. But other than that, we're cool. I'm not going to play games. I will get you deported.
You see what I'm saying? How can he lead a people to reparations? How can he lead and guide people to reparations? He doesn't even have no type of compassion. He doesn't even have compassion. Unbelievable to me that women would support this guy. Unbelievable to me.
Bitch, if you don't give me my money. So that's the only thing. But other than that, we're cool. So let me talk.
And his followers think this is cute. I had to cut out the part where his followers who actually shared this was like, he's roasting her. He's roasting her. I'm like, roasting her? He's roasting her? He's talking about her deceased grandmother. Roasting her? He's talking about their religious preference. Roasting her? And this is the guy that's going to lead the charge for reparations? Roasting her? Come on, man. Come on, man. Roasting her.
So what is the $80 for, Tariq, exactly? What is it for? Was it for you what? What were you doing for the $80?
No.
Were you flipping tricks like your wife was in the strip club?
No. She was out
I mean,
here.
you married and procreated with a woman who had literally all the muscle.
Now, how can this guy accuse me of being some sort of offender? Kenyatta Whitford said for $80. Well, there was allegedly something that took place in a hotel when the $80 receipt came. $80 was involved. I mean, but how can this guy accuse me of anything? How can he? Unbelievable. Anybody got little female cousins, girl cousins? Any men got girl cousins, girl sisters that's underage? And following this guy? We're talking about what a predator is. We're talking about what a real predator is. We're not talking about what a predator is as it relates to some real fake, misunderstood, bogus paperwork. We're talking about a real predator. And people are following and defending and bigging up. Anybody know what that looked like? We're talking about people that chase children. And you got people that's on this internet that defend this madness. Because you know in Hollywood, they always talk about the freaky deaky and the rituals and the et cetera, et cetera. Come on. Come on, this is what it come to? This is okay? We give everything a pass now in our community? We give everything in a pass. We give everything a pass in our community? And like Black World TV, but he called you one. Lying, making up stuff, but look at this. Who can defend this? Who gonna write in the comment section tomorrow, oh, Tariq is rent-free in your head? No. We're gonna make sure that he don't get in nobody else's head. We're gonna make sure he don't get in the people heads that's really trying to wake up. That's what we're gonna make sure.
I'm just wondering, like, you married that. You married that. Why would you want to procreate with a stripper? Why would you want to procreate with who decided to marry her and wife her? So that woman at Motel 6 happens to be so good that you decided to put a ring on it because you see, you come from an era where you can turn a hoe into a housewife.
I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. I be that more you gon' remember. Taharkabey front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I be that more you gon' remember. Taharkabey front line till the law call my number. If you a friend of the Moors, then you a friend of mine. I was told to watch my enemies, now hold my line. Those that speak against the prophet, they speak against me. And I'm speaking about the prophet over Drew Ali, who was the first to remind you and bind you back to Morocco, the mountains, Mississippi, and Quebec. Told you you wasn't black, proved it with straight facts. You tripping off trucks, you need to be tripping off that. Now here we go again, acting like you a slave. Family, see y'all tonight, 9:30. Let's go. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. I be that more you gon' remember. Taharkabey front line till the law call my number. We back in the building, family. Now, before we get started, I just want to say one thing, man. I can't stand when somebody try to talk crazy about me. I can't stand when somebody lie about me. I can't stand when somebody play games about me. I can't stand when somebody project about me. I will not sit around and allow people to project lies about me. I will not sit around and let people make up things about me. I will not call you out your name. I will not lie on you. I will not even come close to to accusing you of anything that you haven't done. But what I will do, I will give a screen show as to what things actually are looking like around here. And what things are looking like around here is that it's not looking too cool. It's not looking too cool around here. It's not looking like you're an upstanding person. It doesn't look like I am the offender. It looks like somebody else is the offender. That's what it's looking like. It's not looking like that I am the offender. No way and no how. You know, it doesn't look like that. And it's not like that. So these are the things that your followers, that your subscribers, that those who defend you tooth and nail, that they have to answer for. They have to ask you these questions. You have to come clean. When did all this start? What year was this? You don't have to answer it. I can answer it for you, but I'm not going to do it right now. We'll save that for another show. We'll save that for another show. See, one of the worst things that you can do in our community, the worst thing that you could do in our community is try to shame someone into silence. You know what I mean? But see, I don't have no shame. I don't have no ego. I lost my ego long ago. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no ego. You can't make me feel some type of way over a lie. There's no way you can make me feel some type of way over a lie. And I encourage each and every one of you. People say, well, Grand Sheik, why don't you teach Moorish science? Why don't you teach Moorish science? Well, this is Moorish science. This is the science of understanding your power, taking your power away from those who think they have your power. There you go. When you give up your power, it means you get angry, you get frustrated. Well, no, I don't get angry and frustrated. What I do is I use that energy as motivation. And then I bring my mind juice together. And then I bring the juices together to respond in such a way that it's not only responsible, but it also a nice fight back. And it shows other people that you don't have to go crazy cussing people out. You ain't got to go crazy calling people out their name. You ain't got to do none of that. All you got to do is let the record reflect. You know what I'm saying? You know how them crazy Moors say, on the record and for the record. You let the record reflect. It's on the record and for the record. That's all you do. You ain't got to say nothing. When you write, listen, we're going to get right into the slides real quick, but ain't no right way to do wrong. As long as you do right, right will happen. You understand what I'm saying? The ancestor's going to hand everything to you. The ancestor's going to lead you right where you need to go just to defend yourself. Ain't no right way to do wrong. You feel what I'm saying? Ain't no right way to do wrong. That's right. This is the science of discipline. Thank you, Queen. I mean, that's right. All you got to do is do right. I mean, he said no and showed proof 2 weeks ago. Where have you been? At Failed Athlete. Failed Athlete still talking stuff. Failed Athlete. Would he hit the link? Why do they ask questions in the chat? Come hit the link. You ain't gonna distract me because this is a nice, short, powerful show. So you're still gonna get this work. I mean, everybody say, well, don't pay attention to the chat. Nope, I'm looking at the chat right here. I'm looking at the chat right here. That's right. Would you want to hit the link and ask me a question, young man? See, the same question that you asked me, I implore you to ask Tariq Nasheed. Don't ask me. If you ask me and I answer, let me answer you now. I have never been a sex offender, never been convicted of such, never been in the party of such, never been around such, never had any involvement whatsoever in that sort of behavior. There's your answer. Now, let's ask Tariq Nasheed who he was before he was Tariq Nasheed. And let's ask him how old was his spouse before she came to the house. There we go. Or how old was his spouse when she came to the house? Ask him that. Ask him that. And I answered your question. Ask him that. Ask him that. Anybody gonna ask him that? That's all you gotta do. Somebody.
And she stole.
Hold up. Let's ask him that. That's all we gotta do. Ask him that. What year was this? What year was this? What years was this? I'm only asking what year was it? What year was this? What year was this? Just ask him these questions. All right, ask him. When you want, before you ask me a question, I need you to ask him these questions. You know what I mean? You gotta ask him these questions. You know what I'm saying? You gotta ask him. Don't ask me nothing until you ask him. You feel me? Hold on. Don't ask him. Don't ask me nothing until you ask him. Ask him. Ask him. What year was this? What year was this? Before you ask me anything, you gotta ask him this. The Nashidites. Where are you? Are you in the chat today? Nashidites. Nashidians. Are you in the chat today? Come on, man. Who you playing with? Who you playing with? At the Revolt TV, y'all gonna give them a contract? Huh? Give me 1 second. Let me pull this guy in real quick. Let me pull him in real quick. What's up, brother?
What's the deal, bro? You told me to hit the link, so I decided to go ahead and hit it.
What's the question, brother?
My question was if you've done what he's accusing you of doing.
Absolutely.
This is my first time. This is my first time ever seeing you seeing you live outside of seeing what Tariq brought to the forefront. So
you sound respectful. We ain't gonna get ratchet. You sound real respectful. I don't disrespect anybody anyway. But go ahead, my brother.
No, that's all. I mean, that's all it was.
Let me say this to you, brother. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I actually, you know, let me see if I can pull up the paperwork. I don't want to go over it again, but it's not just for you, it's for anybody. On the paperwork, there is a let me see if I can find it real quick. There is a case number on the paperwork. You follow what I'm saying? So only thing a person would have to do is go look up the case number. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's all the person would have to do. So when a person said, let me see if this is it. So if a person was to say like, okay, you a sex offender, and there's a case number on there, you just go look up the case number and you can get your answer 10 times over. You feel me? So the thing is, he's just projecting. And the thing is, now the question would be, who's going to ask him? Who was Tariq Nasheed before he was Tariq Nasheed? That should be important.
I mean, yeah, but the thing is, brother, you know, as far as me, I take Tariq with a grain of salt. He's comedy to me. He's a comedian. He's an entertainer, bro. And we, quiet as kept, we as black folks, we love being entertained. So I don't really take nothing he says too serious. And as far as
at the same time, he's an influencer too, and so some people don't have the discerning mind to take him as an entertainer. You know what I'm saying? And then when you're able to get people for over $1 million for a museum that's the size of the Elks Club, I
feel that, brother. But hold on, let me say this though. I don't know where you're from, but LA. Like it's very expensive out here, man.
Absolutely,
yeah, it's crazy. So the fact that he was able to produce,
it's not that, brother. It's really not that he got a museum the size of the American Legion. It's that he claimed that there was going to be an upstairs and a filming room. There is and it's only enough room for 3 to 6 cars to park, 3 to 9 cars. It says, and this is on the sheet to buy. Like, how do you buy a museum? Supposedly, right, with only 9 cars tops can park there. That ain't your intention. Your intentions ain't no museum. You have over 250,000 followers on each and every platform. Yet you got a museum that's supposed to facilitate at least 5% of your subscribers, I would hope. So it's
Well,
a
see, I
hustle.
think he's taking a. I think he's taking a. You got to start from somewhere approach.
You be
You know what I'm saying? And
transparent though.
that's good enough.
But
That's
what
good
about
enough
the
for
transparency
his
then?
fans.
There's nothing wrong with that. Hey brother, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I've grabbed a couple of properties here in Baltimore to try to start community organizations. Some of them didn't go in the direction where I wanted them to go, and so I put myself back together. You know what I mean? And tried it again and tried it again. But every step along the way, I let the people know who had put money into it what happened to it. For instance, people ask me about the Moorish World TV band, right? So I go buys the band. In fact, only 6 to 7 people made donations because I reached out to them personally. And then a few people online made a few things because I only mentioned it one time on one show. However, the moment that I got the total of 5,000, what I did was I tell people stop donating. I get the vehicle, I put it online. Because I get so many threats, I say, hold up, it's time to reboot. And so I flip the vehicle into something that you don't know what it looked like, and I'm on the move now. However, I'm responsible to the ones that have given donations to let them know that we still got this pop and everything is still going on. But the thing is, Tariq has never been accountable to anything. Brother, how do you get $20,000 for a how do you get $20,000 on your first project for Hidden Colors? The people donate the money. You make a profit because this is the top selling. This is the most top selling independent documentary in our community of all time.
Yeah.
Now you go back and make number 2, and you go back to the people and get another donation. What?
Get another donation. No, I mean, listen, man. I hear you, bro. I hear you. But if man, he got that fan base, and he got that loyalty, and he got the people that believes in it. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna spend their money on what they're gonna spend their money on.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with that. But there is something wrong when one doesn't check that at the door and say that's wrong, that's unacceptable. We got many people in our community that they live off hope. They hope that this guy is legitimate. They hope that this thing is going to.
But let me cut you off. Let me cut you off right there. He's been, you see, the thing is, he's produced enough to keep the people happy. He's produced enough. I mean, it's not like he's not doing what he says he's gonna do.
Let me
it may not be at that level
brother,
that you necessarily want it to be. But go ahead.
Hey, brother.
Yeah.
If you give me the bread and the peanut butter and jelly, and I make you the sandwich and sell it to you, what you mean I'm producing? What are you talking about? Bro, you give me the bread. You give me the bread, the peanut butter, and jelly.
Yeah.
I take it and make the sandwich, and then I sell it to you.
Yeah. No, I feel listen, man.
That's what's happening.
I get it. I get it, but that's on us. That's not, and when I say us, I mean Black folks as a collective. We can, we got, like you said, we got to be able to use different discernment. I personally think, this is just my personal thoughts. I think Tariq definitely tied in with them boys.
Yeah, he is them boys. He is.
Yeah,
and this is why I'm asking people to donate, because I want to go on the ground like Madlock on this fool. Anybody watch Madlock?
But then he moving in the I want to say untouchable territory, man.
Yeah, he
and as long as he keep producing and keep actually following through with what he quote unquote says he's gonna do, he not losing that loyal fan base, man. That loyal fan base and them followers.
Bro, let me tell you why I think so. This is why I think so. Numbers on the internet are really an illusion. Give you an example. I went to the rally, right? I went to the rally. Tariq has, again, I'll name these numbers. He has 250,000 subscribers on each of his platforms.
Yeah.
It was less than 400 people there. At least
it was around 3,000.
No,
around 3,000.
Let me show you something real quick. Stand by. Crowd of, I'm gonna go a crowd of 500 people. Brother, projection is an amazing thing. A crowd of 500 people. What do a crowd of 500 people look like? Real quick. I'm gonna show you. Let me get some images real quick. This is what a crowd of 500 people look like. Visualizing crowd sizes. All right. So this is, let me screen share with you real quick. Brother, projection is a heck of a drug with this social media thing. Now, here we go. This is a crowd of 100 people.
Yeah.
This is a crowd of 150. This is a crowd of 250. This is a crowd of 500 people. Brother,
Okay.
You angle this camera the right way.
Yeah, you're right.
This is a crowd of 1,000.
You're right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Bro, it's all projection because people look at numbers as success. It's just like when people have subscribers on the internet. They think subscribers is success, but it's really not. What's successful on social media, especially live streams like YouTube, what is successful is watch time. It's not how many numbers you have, it's how long the individuals watch it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But you get a person that got 250,000 subscribers and they got 80,000 views. Come on, that's a small percentage to the ratio of how many subscribers you have. That's a small percentage. So I got 25,000 subscribers, but I get, in a week, I get, hypothetically speaking, 19,000 views. I'm almost true to my subscription.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So these numbers can look, can make you believe something that's not there. And that's what they did with them pictures, because they're going to sell some products. That's on the back end. They're going to sell some products. What they call it in Baltimore back in the day, giving out testers. They gave the drug addicts testers to test the dope. And then once they test it, boom, they come back later when they get sick. Anybody seen The Wire?
Yeah. Wire, that's a classic. Man, can I ask you a question? How did this whole thing come about? Like I said, man, I listen to Tariq, so when he roasts different people, I look into the people.
I'm glad you're a respectable brother. I'm glad you're a respectable brother, because this is how it came about. Yeah, so I'm a Moorish American to the bone, right? Moorish American mind to the bone. I don't project or try to proselytize it to anybody. So the conversation about FBA was on my radar. You follow what I'm saying? It was on my radar. And so I'm trying to understand, because Moorish connects to a lineage, which is from North Africa all the way to ancient times in East Africa. It's a lineage. It's a line that traces you back through your ancestry. And so when I hear FBA is a lineage, but it starts and it stops at in America, I'm like, hold up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in my mind, I'm saying, like, I want some more understanding. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm getting in the conversation. Now, we're on the internet. We should be able to get in the conversation respectfully. The moment that I got in the conversation, people on that side believe that I'm disrespecting Tariq. How is that disrespecting Tariq?
But that's his loyalty. His loyalists will go to bat for him, even if you just picking out the look. I mean, you know, the
absolutely.
The small things. You call them out
that,
on anything.
let me say this. So from that conversation, he says, "Don't do it. I can make jokes about you. You know how I do. Don't do it. I have a cartoon about you." And he's doing all that silly stuff. And I'm like, hold up. Why would the responsible thing to do would be like, come on, let's sit down and have this conversation.
Yeah.
And you have a conversation like the Democrats or the Republicans or like the Pan-African and the indigenous people might do. Let's have a conversation. But
That's why he's worried about having a real sit down conversation, though, because that could actually open him up and expose him. You know, get through the chinks in his armor. So, I mean,
and so with that being said, whenever somebody even act like they're going to attack me, I begin to research them because it comes off as trying to shame or trying to fear somebody out of a conversation.
Yeah, and that's what he did.
Once
That's
I
definitely
begin
what he
to
did.
research you and you're not right, I'm gonna report the findings to the people, and that's what I've done.
Got it. Nah, man, there ain't nothing wrong with that, man. I just wanted to hear, you know.
Have you seen the video that I did about the museum?
Man, this is my very first time
Brother,
ever
you have
seeing
to
you
go and
outside
see
of
the
Tariq.
$1 million museum scam. If that don't awaken anybody, nothing will. And these comments that this brother has made in his adult life about sisters that I'm about to display in a minute, if that don't wake people up, nothing will.
He definitely now as far as that, back in the day, he definitely was on that not really rocking with the sisters. He did kind of make that shift. Man, to me, honestly, Tariq is a hustler. Just a hustler, and I don't know.
He's a con man.
Yeah, he's a con man. I don't know how people aren't able to see it. That's my whole thing about it. Like, damn, y'all can't see this. You know, he's a funny dude, though. I'm gonna give credit where credit due, but goddamn, y'all can't see that. Obviously, man. Obviously, this dude is, and you can't. That's the thing, though. Can you really necessarily say he's scamming because he's producing everything?
So this is it. This is it, though. Failed athlete. This is it. Sometimes on social media, I come to see that it's not about people that already believe in the scam that you're going to wake up. It's preventative measures of those to come that could believe in the scam. You understand? Like, for instance, if we really want to move the meter for our people with reparations, then we're going to need the new minds coming in, not to get caught up like the old minds that's going out.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? So these presentations is not so much about those who are caught in that web. It's about those who are potentially going in that direction and could get caught in that web.
I got you. And that's a web you definitely don't want to get caught up in.
Absolutely. So let me finish this, brother. I definitely appreciate you, bro.
Man. Hey, no doubt, man.
Man, this turned out pretty good, by the way, fam. Round of applause. Failed athlete fraternity.
Hey, you mind if I throw in a shameless plug?
No, you good, brother.
Hey, man, if y'all into sports, man, go check out that Failed Athlete channel, man. I'm trying to drop something.
Brother, drop the link in there, and I'm going to copy it and paste it and share it throughout the evening and put it in the thing. Failed athlete fraternity.
That's love, brother. Just Failed Athlete on YouTube. I don't know why it's showing Failed Athlete fraternity, but Failed Athlete.
It might don't show up now, but if you drop it, my filter will grab it, and I grab it. I put it in on the back end.
All right, that's love, man. I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate your time. Bro. Y'all have a blessed rest of your night, brother. Thank you.
Indeed. Hey, family, my thing is respect is first. I don't mind if people disagree with me. I'm respect first. I mean, I come from a place where as though, respect is everything. Like, I come from a place you couldn't call a man a B. You couldn't call a man the Rainbow Crew. You couldn't do none of that. Like you could really lose it all messing with that. So I don't mind disagreement, but disrespect is another thing. So anyway, family, let's get it going. Listen, back to what I was saying. When you have a brother like this, we're going to start right where we was at. We're going to start right where we Oh, let me first say, remember the people that say that Tariq wasn't a pimp. They was arguing with me when I first started. Tariq never said he was a pimp. He was a Mac. Well, he sure projected it right here.
To a club, and a lot of young guys, I'm a pimp. But you can tell them the attitude. I even wrote a book on the game, man. I got a pimp. I go to a club, and a lot of young guys, I'm a pimp. But you can tell them the attitude. I even wrote a book on the game, man. I got a book. I'm one of the 5 pimps in history.
See that?
To actually have 5 pimps in history. One of the 5 pimps in history. I got a book. I'm one of the 5 pimps in. And I got a book. I'm one of the 5 pimps in history to actually have a book.
Now, we know that he's projecting for the documentary. We already know that. I have questions for Wig, Risa, Dr. Mayat, 19 Keys. They all fool with brother Mr. Hotel. Mr. Hotel. This is why we got to hit the road. This is what I'm saying. Somebody said it's a skit. No. He said I wrote books on the subject. In other words, he is intersecting reality with fake. And Michael Moore is putting a documentary skit together, and he's using this blaxploitation type of acting, but he's saying that he's a pimp connecting it to his Mackin books. That's the point I'm making. That's the point I'm making. It's like he's trying to make reality. He's trying to make reality meet his acting. So when you say Tariq, King Flex, Nasheed, pimp, that is like reality TV today imitating life. That's what they're trying to sell, is what I'm saying. So if you're selling that, and you're selling Mac books, then we must hold you to that. Don't say you're not a pimp now. So this person say, we have all transgressed in the past, brother. So what? Yeah, when you transgress and you own up to it and don't hide from it, that is a beautiful thing. But when you transgress and people forgive you and you have never even stepped a foot into reparations or repairing the failure or the fault or the damage, then that's not just a transgress in the past. No, you are the same person. And if you are the same person, then we must treat you accordingly. Because the only thing is changing is the product. One product was the exploitation of our people, acting as if he was a pimp, acting as if he was a Mac. And then the new product is race. That's the new product. Somebody say just a character. So is the Mac a character too? He wrote all these Mac books. It's only a new product. Stop playing. All of it's fake. We all know it's all fake. We know it's all fake. But it's just a new product that he's selling now. He's selling a new product. It's race, hate for self at first, and now it's race, hate for other people, and pride, so he can sell you. He can sell you some products later. That's all it is. That's all it is. Ain't nothing new. Ain't nothing new. Listen to this.
And that's another thing, some of those Afro-Latino chicks, they try to let people know that they're Latina by over-enunciating Spanish words.
Anything that has something to do with our phenotype, I find that this man comes hard.
So fucking corny. I hate when they do that. Whenever they say a Spanish word, they have to just be overboard. Yes, I was going to the store and I had to get an empanada. And that's another thing, some of those Afro-Latino chicks, they try to let people know that they're Latina by over-enunciating.
So what he's talking about is Puerto Ricans, he's talking about Cubans, he's talking about, you know what I mean? Why is that okay? Why is that okay? That everything that he says is in the negative about our women.
Spanish words, and it's so fucking corny. I hate when they do that. Whenever they say a Spanish word, they have to just be overboard. Yes, I was going to the store and I had to get an empanada.
Everything he says is petty. I like
$50, and that hurt me. So that was it. That was the only time. But other than that, no.
I gotta play this.
Your grandmother don't count. That was my hoe, and she doesn't count. She was
my grandmother. Okay, so my grandmother was your hoe, correct?
Yeah, she was on a hoe.
And she was Eritrean. Is that what you're saying?
She was your grandmother, whatever she is. She smelled like injera and goat meat. So it didn't work out.
So you still don't know so you still don't know where Djibouti is located. And is that what you're saying? Last time I spoke to you, I told you I was from Djibouti. You didn't even know where the fuck that was. But you're wearing a suit and tie and you're acting all educated, writing all these fake books. Right? Well, stealing from other people's material, right? No. And then claiming it as yourself. You know that's an infringement of copyright. Do you have any cases impeding against you for stealing people's information and using it as yourself, Mr. Tariq Nasheed?
The only
Do you know that did you
The only material that I'm accused of taking is your grandmother's musty burqa. Her material was musty.
So what made you so angry? Hold on, Dr. Abbas. I'm trying to find out what made you so angry for you as a grown-ass man who is a father to speak on my grandmother. Was it the fact that the baby mother or your wife is a stripper? Or is it the fact that you cheated on her recently and then your sex tape is in the timeline? Is it the fact that Tara Perry is dragging you and exposing you for it? What is it? The fact that your FBA community has been dismantled? What is it exactly that is triggering you to the point that you're reaching out for my grandmother who happens to be resting peacefully underground? You tell me that, Tariq.
She's not underground. She's at a Motel 6 in Compton. She's not underground, and she needs to give me my money. And I told her, I'm not going to play games. I will get you deported, bitch, if you don't give me my money. So that's the only thing. Well, other than that, we're cool. So let me talk to you.
So what is the $80 for, Tariq, exactly? What is it for? Was it for you what? What were you doing for the $80? No, were you flipping tricks like your wife was in the strip club?
No. She was out
you married and procreated with a woman who had literally all the soul. I'm just wondering, you married that. You married that. Why would you want to procreate with a stripper? Why would you want to procreate with her? Who decided to marry her and wife her? So that woman at Motel 6 happens to be so good that you decided to put a ring on it because you come from an era where you can turn a hoe into a housewife.
I just had to play that one more time. I was just surprised to see that this guy would jump out the window like that. And now it's one thing that people move ratchetly, but there's another thing where you're trying to be a community leader. You know what I'm saying? There's a different standard that's supposed to be held. And sisters that's moving with him should be holding him accountable. Brothers that have sisters should be holding him accountable. Look at
parallel universe. Like in the States, we have, look at this, there's another nice one. You got a bunch of ducks with a few dimes sprinkled.
He never reconciled for these things. This is the point. Now, when he talks about these Europeans, the approach is different. Pay attention.
Parallel universe. Like in the States, we have, look at this, there's another nice one. You got a bunch of ducks with a few dimes sprinkled in.
He's saying in the state there's a bunch of ducks with a few dimes sprinkled in. Now listen.
Out there, it's a bunch of dimes with ducks sprinkled in.
Out here, it's a bunch of dimes with ducks sprinkled in. But I want you to look at the crowd.
Now look at this motherfucker right here. This woman was just lavishing. Lavaging. Look at this.
Now watch this. Let's go to part 2 of that. Listen to this.
Look at this broad right here. Look at this. Body tight. Body is freaking tight, man.
See what I'm talking about? What I'm saying is, I don't care how long ago this is a mentality. This is a mindset. When you hear him talk about sisters, it's always to the left. But when you hear him talk about these Europeans, it's to the right. And he's never reconciled this stuff. That's the issue.
Nice little package on her. And what's funny, man, you have your share of ducks out there. Look at this bra right here. Look at this. Body tight. Body is freaking tight, man. Nice.
It's the mentality that we're looking at that haven't been reconciled. The mentality, it still exists till this day. Look at this. Listen to this.
Sexy as hell. And friendly. I spit at her. She spit back. See? Hello. Look at this, nigga. Off the hook, nigga. That's all you saw. Look at that. From head to toe. Dime. I gotta show that one more time. Look at that body, fellas. Look at that hair. Look at that hair. Look at that hair. Look at body, fellas. Look at that hair. Look at that skin tone. 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 Look at that body, fellas. Look at that hair. Look at that skin tone. Look at the sex appeal. Look at that hair. Look at that skin tone. Look at the sex appeal. Look at that hair. Look at that skin tone. Look at the sex appeal. Look at that hair. Look at that skin tone. Look at the sex appeal. Look at that hair. Look at that skin tone. Look at the sex appeal.
He's going to get you reparations. He says he had to mature from those days. Of course. He matured the hustle. That's all. That hustle is not selling no more. How it sold back then is unbelievable to me. But people was buying into it. It's a new hustle now. It's a new hustle now. You follow me? That's the only thing that's going on. The product has changed. And many people think that, listen, here's him talking about
suggestion. They should get a plot of land somewhere where there's very fertile ground, fertile land, and it cannot be settled unless it's a male or black.
Now he's talking about reparations. And he tells this ignorant thing that we should get a plot of land. At this time, he said we need a plot of land. Today, he's saying that just give us the check. Ambiguously, just cut the check. As if some government helicopter is going to drop leaflets of checks out of the sky. You know what I mean? No organization, no nothing. But listen to what he says here.
Male who's the head of the household. We can't have no single mothers on that motherfucker.
No single mothers can get this reparation money now. Although single mothers have raised young men and women to be doctors, to be lawyers, to be a whole bunch of things that push this country to the next level. But can those single mothers get none of this check money now? This is what he said.
See, if we implement something like that, it would have to be, it would almost get into like almost sexism, but it's not, man. We can't have that single mother shit. We got too many broken homes, and a lot of these single mothers are not held accountable.
We got broken homes, and all of these single mothers are not held accountable, as if it's the single mother's fault that the homes are broken. This is what I'm talking about. It's the mentality. We got all of these single homes, broken homes, and none of the single mothers are held accountable, as if it's the women's fault. This guy gonna lead you to reparations. I mean, huh? Come on now. Come on, D. Tubman. D. Tubman. You for real. Just think about it. It's the mentality that we're addressing right here, right? Let's go over it one more time. Listen to this. This guy's a nut. For real. Listen.
Suggestion, they should get a plot of land.
They should get a plot of land.
Somewhere where there's very fertile ground, fertile land, and it cannot be settled unless it's a male, a black male.
Somebody said, didn't you raise your sons as a single father? Absolutely. But it wasn't their mother's fault. It wasn't my fault. It was a set of circumstances that put us in a mental situation where as though we were unable to work things out. And so I had to step up and do my part. But I'm not going to play the blame game, whereas though if they are going to dispense money that our ancestors worked for, saying that because a mother is single, she don't get no dibs in unless she's unsingle, that don't even make sense. That don't even make sense. Just because we didn't work out, now she can't get. This, you got to be a Nashidite. You're telling me because things didn't work out and I had to step up to make sure my sons don't go down any of the paths that I went down as a teenager. Now, she ain't getting no bread. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. This is the way people think. If your ancestors work for free, you ain't gonna put no concessions on who get and who don't. That don't even make sense. I'm sending the link smooth in a minute. If your ancestors work for free, you gonna talk about if you single, you ain't getting no bread. What? And these people think this guy is intelligent. These people think this guy is intelligent. Listen.
Who's the head of the household? We can't have no single mothers on that motherfucker. See, if we implement something like that, it would have to be, it would almost get into like almost sexism, but it's not, man. We can't have that single mother shit. We got too many broken homes, and a lot of these single mothers are not held accountable. It's just too much bullshit going on in the hood, and it's a direct result of all these.
He says there's too much stuff going on in the hood, and it's a direct result of all these singles mothers. It's the single mother's fault. All y'all single mothers in this chat is your fault. It's the single mother's fault. All y'all. All y'all. Let me do this before I open up the chat real quick. It's one more thing that I wanted to point out. Man, this guy is unbelievable. And people are literally following this guy, man. That is crazy to me. That is crazy to me. See, my thing is, at this point, when this guy can say this.
This is a miserable.
When he can say this.
You know how I do. Not going to do anything. Your documents say you're a sex offender. Your documents say you're a sex offender. Your documents say you're a sex offender. I didn't say it. Your documents said that you were a sex offender, dude. You're a documented sex offender.
Who was somebody that will project a lie like that? How you going to defend a guy like that? Like, come on. Come on now. We got to stop this. We got to stop this. Now, he says that I am a documented sex offender, right? But the funny part is, and I'm about to share the link in a minute, and this is the funny part. Somebody else is committing an offense, and it's not me. It's not me committing an offense. It's not me committing an offense. Who's committing an offense? Not me. Not me. Derek Bradley, would you hit the link? Do you want to hit the link? Say yes or no if you want to hit the link. Because I don't mind explaining it to you as long as you're respectful. Would you hit the link, Derek Bradley? We can run through it real quick if you want to hit the link. Derek Bradley, would you hit the link? I'm going to let me see if I can find it real quick. If you hit the link, man, we can hit this. Anyway. Let me see. Derek Bradley. Let me see. Derek Bradley. Oh, so if you ain't going to hit the link, we ain't got nothing to talk about. So anyway, yeah, I don't mind going over that, brother. The thing is that the guy is lying. He's projecting, and he's on. And obviously, I don't think he know how to read paperwork properly. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna hit the link. I'll hit the link to those who want to come in real quick, because our next show that we're gonna do, we're gonna look into more of who this guy really is. We had already went into the indiscretions. We didn't just went through all that for the last few days. Now it's time to go back to figure out who was Tariq Nasheed before he was Tariq Nasheed. That's what we're going to do. We need to know that. Very important. So I'll put the link in there. I know Smooth FBA actually asked for the link, so the link is there. And oh, look at that. Yeah. So I'm waiting for Smooth FBA hit the link. Anybody else want to hit the link? So at the end of the day, family, this must be taken care of. You can't call people sex offenders and not prove it. Number one. Number two, we need to document this. I want to take y'all on. Y'all going on tour with me? y'all going on tour with me? Is that the Smooth FBA?
Yes, sir. Am I on?
Yeah, you are.
Now, first and foremost, I want to give respect to you, GS. Trust me, I respect the Moors. I understand everything you've done, and believe it or not, I'm listening to all angles.
Right.
I don't want you thinking that I'm just over here picking sides. Sides and nothing like. Yeah, now my thing is I'm following the code, not the person, and the code is that gravitated me towards Tariq was the fact that we're FBA and that you got to admit, brother, we never had our own lineage, as far as like proclaiming our lineage. We never really had it. Well, and that was the only thing. Go ahead. I'm sorry, brother. Go ahead.
I want you to finish because I'm going to share something with you from a Moorish perspective. I'm not trying to proselytize, but I'm going to share something with you from the Moorish perspective when you finish.
All right. And so, yeah, I know Tariq, he's in, listen, and I'm going to keep it real between everybody in the chat and me and you. Tariq's doing his thing. He is. And there's always truth in every lie. Would you agree to that, Grand Sheik?
Absolutely not.
Oh, all right. No, not a problem.
Yeah, it is. No. I do agree with that. There is truth in every lie, because if it wasn't truth in every lie, people would not accept the lie. So you got to put truth with the lie. Yeah, I agree with that.
Now, don't get it twisted. I don't like those videos of him even when I first seen that about a couple of years ago. I'm not gonna lie, Grand Sheik. I looked at him side-eyed. I was like, come on, you're looking at these flat pancakes, booties, and all that. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, come on, dude. Like, for real, you're worshiping these freaking bread ass cheeks. Now, here's my thing, Grand Sheik, which you have to admit, and I'm sure you know your history. Rest in peace to Honorable Noble Drew Ali. Now, as far as the Moors went, could you agree that we did not teach the Europeans and sold white women and had sex with white women and actually gave birth to kingdoms with black blood in these European empires because of the Moors? That's my question. It's nothing against you, Grand Sheik.
No,
it's nothing against you.
It's fine. I'd love to answer the question. That's an excellent question. Brother, this happened in all kingdoms in Africa, not only with the Moors. Yes, it happened with the Moors. When the Moors conquered Spain, it was indigenous African Moors that initially conquered Spain. Followed up in the second influx of those who came from the east of Saudi Arabia or the Arabian Peninsula, they came next and followed up. A lot of the Moors had accepted Islam because they was doing trade with those in the east. And the Islam in which they subscribed to was consistent with what they understood of the spiritual indigenous systems of North Africa. So, yes, when they conquered Spain, absolutely. And all up in Europe.
We had sex with a lot of white women over there. The Moors had sex with a lot of white women.
I want you to finish. I want to finish. I want to finish. So what happened was the Moors ultimately lost their way, without a doubt or contradiction. However, that happened in a lot of different societies. That's also happened in Egypt. When the Ptolemies came into Egypt to learn the sciences of ancient Kemet, they ultimately put a European pharaoh in the seat of ancient Egypt. So this is not some phenomenon that is exclusive with the term Moor. Many African tribes had been in cahoots with Europeans, whether they intermingle with them sexually or whether they sold our people. That's not exclusive to a Moor. That's an African history thing. So when you try to exclusively think that's the Moors, that's you projecting, not you or whoever taught you is projecting.
I got you, brother. I got you.
Projecting only on the Moors, when in a bunch of African kingdoms this happened. Whether they sold people, whether they intermingled with other groups, this is an African thing, and this is what have allowed us to not recover, because the infiltration of the mind is way more widespread than a Moor. You know what I'm saying? Look at the Congo. In the Congo, when I think it was who was that in the Congo?
Musa?
No. In the Congo, you see the Congolese wearing the fez, right? Because what happened is once they conquered Belgium,
we conquered Europe. We conquered it.
Listen to me. Once Leopold, thank you, Sensun. There you go. Leopold, when he conquered the Congo, they put fezzes on the Congolese heads. And many people that don't know their history is like, look at the Moors working with the European. Look at the Moors working with the white man. When in fact, those were the Congolese. In America, during the Civil War time, they adopted the Fez, because the Fez was always known in North Africa as those who was amongst the most intelligent and the most warfaring people. And so you see the European adopting the Fez, even in Turkey. They adopted the Fez, but this is a North African headdress. So what I'm saying is the European got into the minds of our people. You follow me?
Okay.
To the minds of
brother. I'm listening.
Africa. It's not what I'm just saying to you, my brother. It's not an exclusive Moor thing. When somebody projects that, what they're trying to do is they're trying to corner the Moor. You follow me? They're trying to corner the Moor and say the Moor is the evil one, where in fact, this is a phenomenon all throughout Africa, brother, when the coming of the European.
No, I want to make it clear. I don't agree with Tariq on those videos. I want to make that very clear, brother. I don't agree with how he was worshiping these demons who don't look like us. I don't. But the only thing that caused a confliction with me is that we taught these Europeans how to wash up, shave, how to wear the three-piece suit. We taught the Moors,
I agree.
The Moors. We taught them how to do everything.
But do you understand why that happened, though? Do you understand why that happened? What's the rationale behind that, if you don't mind me asking? Why would the Moors of North Africa clean up these Europeans? Why? Anybody know? Why are you doing that? I want to share this with the family because the brother, somebody on there said, look, Leopold was dark. Leopold was a European
he was a European Leopold.
European
Very anti-black.
This is Leopold. That means
very anti-black.
Yeah, this is Leopold right here. You know what I mean? So cut that out. Cut that out. So let me give you the rationale.
Oh my God.
Let me give you the rationale. Let me give you the rationale. Let me give you the rationale behind the Moors civilizing Europeans, as people want to say. This is the rationale behind it. The Europeans of North Africa were so filthy, and I'm giving you the short version. They were so filthy. They had continued their, somebody put in there, been there. They had such bad hygiene that they were beginning to spread diseases. And just like the time of the Black Plague that was killing everything in Europe when we dominated Europe, you see what I'm saying?
I'm listening.
The Moors wanted to prevent that from overflowing into the African continent. Because Africa, North Africa and Spain is really a stone throw away. And so you can't kill them all. So the best thing you can do is try to civilize them in the sense of you need to bathe. You need to stop sleeping with your animals in the house to keep warm off of feces. You need to learn to wear clothes and not bloody animal skins.
Grand Sheik, I got a question, brother. I got a question.
So
have you read the book called Dirt?
No, I haven't.
It's basically documenting the lifestyle of Europeans before us Moors came there.
And
how
so
there was
saying to you, brother, it wasn't civilizing them as a sellout. It was a civilizing to save that which would be inevitable for the African continent. You feel what I'm saying? However, the European is such. Listen, when the European.
No, go ahead, brother. I'm listening. I'm not here to argue, brother. No, I'm here to.
I'm just a history lesson. When the European was trapped behind that glacier, and they mutated into the environment by natural selection. In other words, natural selection is, if you don't know, natural selection is you begin to mutate into your environment, kind of like the grizzly bear from the black bear,
polar bear, and etc.
Polar bear from the black bear, and
I got you.
The ferret and all of that, in Antarctica. You begin to by natural selection, and so when they are isolated, bro, that is a tough time. That is a tough time for Europeans. So when they come out of that isolation, in my mind, it would say that they will never, ever be subjected to that isolation again. And so even till this day, Europeans fight the war from a mental perspective now. They go ahead with people like Tariq. They go ahead with people like Grandmaster Jay and the Puff Daddies and the rap music and all of that to automatically grab your attention and lead you in a circle of nothingness. And you said, well, Tariq done a lot for the people. No, that is a drop in the bucket as it relates to running you around in a circle so you never be free. You see, because the European has already designed his rule for the next 100 or 1,000 years.
He sure has. He sure has.
And he cannot rule us without us. So until we be able to decipher who is really with us, we will continue to be dominated. Just because someone says, we're gonna fight for reparations and we're gonna walk, we're gonna march, like we should be above that intelligence at this point. Whereas though
now, I got one more question, brother, before I land. Right. Could you say it's our fault as Moors? Because it's documented in history that the Moors taught the Europeans how to rule the world. Could you say it's our fault for the standard today?
No, what's our fault is what's today. We can't take the blame for our ancestors yesterday because we can't fix that. But it's our fault today not raising our intelligence to fix that which is now. That's our fault. It's not our fault because our ancestors chose to do something and we have not advanced ourselves in today's world to counter that. It's our fault when we don't counter the intelligence of a manipulator. It's our fault when we don't counter the intelligence of a deceiver. It's our fault today. We can't change what our ancestors did yesterday. It's done.
Brother. Brother, I'm done. I'm gonna let anybody else who needs to talk, brother. Anybody else who needs to talk, I'm gonna land. But that's why I want to ask you, brother. Listen, I respect you, Grand Sheik. I always respect the Moors, and I respect you in what you're doing. And I want to just say, like, blessings and peace.
All right, peace, my brother. And before I let my other brother, the thing is that we can't keep blaming our ancestors. Again, we wear unks, you know what I'm saying? We wear all type of Egyptian Kemetic stuff, you know what I'm saying? But guess what happened? But guess what happened, though? But guess what happened? The Europeans came in ancient Kemet, and they ultimately made a European pharaoh. They made a European pharaoh in Egypt. So what's worse? Matter of fact, the Ptolemy period in Egypt. The Ptolemy period is where they ran Egypt from a European perspective. So when people start talking about the Moors did this, the Moors did that, hold up. We can go into different places in Africa where this European has dominated. Even until this day, South Africa. So when people start talking about the Moors, what they're trying to do is project so people don't know North African history just before the slave trade. Because just before the slave trade is how you identify those who was put into slavery. And right before the slave trade, you'll be able to see your ancestry and you'll be able to see your great accomplishments. Before the tree came, before the rope around the neck came, you're able to see your great accomplishments. You're able to teach your children your great accomplishments. You're able to teach your children about Hannibal. You're able to teach your children about Mansa Musa. You're able to teach your children about the greatness of North Africa and those who was in the Americas, who did great things. But if you just talking about, you just started from 15 something, what you talking about? So it is what it is. Look, this person said, Arafat app, you're not making any sense. Do you want to hit the link? Look, there you go. Was it Alexander the Great, the Caucasian pharaoh? Huh? Somebody said, what else you say? Woke religion. Woke religion. Listen, my thing is this, family. I was waiting for my brother. My brother Smooth FBA was in here. Listen. My thing is this. Europeans have sold us a false representation of what religion is. They've sold us a false representation of what religion is. You feel me? So when people say I'm not religious, oh, you religious about something. You doing something religiously. What up, Smooth FBI? I was trying to get you in, brother. Oh, you just was in. Also, somebody say y'all wasting y'all time. GS, ADOS and FBA need to combine forces. What I think is ADOS and the Freemans, they got the education on this. Unfortunately, and this is no disrespect, those who claim an FBA as a concept really are not educated in the process. And that is no disrespect. They're really not. If you watch FBA, those who follow Tariq Nasheed, they are not educated in the process. This is why they get angry. This is why they cuss people out. This is why they get so upset, because they're not educated in the process and they can't have an intelligent conversation. I mean, somebody say, I'm about to show you right now. It's Ptolemy. I'm going to get a picture of him right now. I like to always all right. There we go. But to give it to you right now, because I don't like to say nothing that I don't prove. So let me move him aside and bam, prop him right there. Here you go. That's it. Let me minimize Leopold. Look at Ptolemy right there. You know who else? Cleopatra. Now people say Cleopatra Jones, Cleopatra. Let me see if I can find one of Cleopatra. I mean, this is how they make her look. The queen. Here we go. Let me throw it up here. Bam. Look at the queen of the Ptolemy kingdom. There you go. Cleopatra. There you go. There you go. So whenever somebody talk about the Moors did this and the Moors did that, they be wearing unks, they be wearing, but the thing is, the funny part about that is, family, that you can find this in all kingdoms with the European coming into their own. You can find this everywhere. They dominated the planet. They dominated the planet. You follow what I'm saying? And so the problem is not what happened yesterday. You learn from yesterday so it can't continue to happen today. All of this infiltration happened because our people allowed those come in and be accepted by those that look like us, and we did not hold our people accountable. We did not hold our people accountable. See, this is a person who lost history. I just went through this for the last 10 minutes. Hold up, 1 second. Moors were in cahoots with Europeans. This is a person who don't pay attention. This is a person that don't pay attention. Our people could never suffer slavery without the access to our people by our people. We have to accept that. Whether they was Moors, whether they was East Africans, whether they was South Africans, whether they was Northwest, Southwest, and Shore African, our people could never suffer this without our people participation. That's it. And obviously, we are still suffering from the same thing as of yesterday. We're not able to decipher those who are working against us. We are not able to decipher. We are not able to see who is working against us that look like us. It's the same. Who said it? Somebody just said it's the same thing today. It's the same thing today. When we're able to, when we grow up and we mature and we begin to, don't worry about somebody screaming black power. Don't be worried about somebody saying be one. Don't worry about someone saying shalom, Islam, and peace. And we're able to decipher the character of a traitor and just leave him alone. Then we'll be ready to move forward. Then we'll be ready to move forward. But until then, we won't be able to move forward because we don't know how to discern those who are against us that look like us. That's it. We're not able to discern that. You contribute to a person making $15 or $20 million, and then he buy a shoebox of a Elks Club and tell you it's a museum, and you're happy. We're not ready to move forward on anything. We're not ready to move forward on anything. Make 15 or 20 million off you in the last 10 years. But then say you're going to donate, and we're going to buy a shoebox of an Elks Club, and and everybody happy. We really ready to move forward? If that is the measure of intelligence, then of course we're going to be in these conditions for a long time. We're going to look, this is how we don't want to hold people accountable. Oh Lord, we pocket watch it now. This means we don't want to hold each other accountable. People get money from the people and have a responsibility to the people, but the people is not allowed to ask questions. This shows you that no one is ready to move forward. People like this. This is a proven fact. This is a proven fact that no matter what somebody do and take advantage of you, you're not allowed to ask. You're not allowed to question. Whether they take it from your sister, whether they take it from your mother, whether they take it from you're not allowed to answer. However, the same person that they're trying to protect, they're allowed to ask everybody everything. They're allowed to ask why a brother dancing, a muscle-bound brother dancing on Europeans. They're allowed to ask why Roland Martin wears some tennis shoes that he wearing. They're allowed to ask why this person do that, why that person do that, why this person in an interracial relationship, why this person. They're allowed to ask anything. But the moment that you ask them something, it's pocket watching, it's mind your business, it's why you hating, it's, you feel what I'm saying? But that shows you, if that is the litmus test for us to move forward as a people, we are not going nowhere fast. We're not going nowhere fast. And if people are happy with an Elks Club that is rented out, where it's supposed to be a museum built from the ground up, if people are happy going to supposed to be a serious rally for reparations and ain't no plan come out there, a bunch of feel-good speeches and a after party of blunts and drinks, if we are happy with that, you can guarantee that we're going to be in this condition for a long time if that group is control of reparations. But thank God they're not. Thank God that you got the Freeman Bureau putting in good work. Thank God you got the people in San Diego putting in good work. Thank God you got other groups out here that the group in California is actually putting in good work. Because if it's this group that's following Tariq Nasheed is the leader of the new school of liberation and reparations, we done. We fried spaghetti. We fried spaghetti. Go to a rally. Come on, man. See, this is the truth that people don't like. See, this is the truth that people don't like. See, this truth make you uncomfortable. This truth make you like, yeah, what is an after party next to a rally? What happened to the plan? What plan came out the rally? Other than feel-good speeches, what really came out of it? It was a urination contest. That's all. Somebody else did a rally months before. Now we're going to do one now. It's a urination contest. That's all. And it was also a double whammy, which I think it was also disturb those who might be interested, those 250,000 subscribers that might be interested in voting in the issues to distract them also. Somebody say, when are you going to lead us to reparations? I start my stuff locally. I start myself locally, family. I make the blueprint locally and then it spreads out. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be, listen, Geechee King. One thing you're not going to catch me on, you're not going to catch me in these Twitter spaces talking about reparations 8 hours a day. When in fact, I'm working the reparations program. I don't have time to sit in a Twitter space on my Bluetooth 8 hours a day to talk about reparations. I'm too busy trying to establish myself to go and get that. I don't have that time. And whoever have that time got to be getting a check from somewhere else. I don't have that time. You asking me when you're going to lead us to reparations? Family, just pay attention to the channel. And when I say, are you ready? Just be ready. Just be ready. That's all you got to do. We got an organization, the Alliance for Political Accountability. Just be ready. But I'm not going to be on here trying to have a peeing contest to show you that I know more about reparations than this person. I know more about reparations than that person. If we knew so much about reparations, we would have it by now. So we should be starting locally, and we should be organizing our people to change and put people in position to affect things locally. And then we connect with other groups to bring us to a national stage. You know what I'm saying? But if you ain't doing nothing, if you ain't doing nothing locally, like, you can't convince me that you're really about anything besides Twitter talks. I mean, yeah. So with that being said, y'all know in the political field talking more in our interest than him? I wait. He's not talking in our interest, though. That's the thing. It's all fluff talk. That is called fluff talk, brother. It's talking head fluff talk. See, you don't know the difference between fluff talk. You need to know the difference between fluff talk and real talk. Fluff talk is to keep you interested, to keep you motivated, to keep you looking towards an answer right there. And every day that the stream come on, you want to hear the next new thing. You want to hear the next elaborate scheme. You want to hear the next smooth speech. You want to laugh at some jokes. You want to crack on some people. You want to talk about this person, talk about that one. When in fact, the real talk is, listen, we organizing, and this is the plan here. I need everybody to be in place right here. If you're not hearing that, you ain't doing nothing. Ain't nobody doing. That's fluff talk. Fluff talk. But let me say this, family. I hope everybody would support, family. I'm trying to get to Cali. Let me see. I'm trying to get to Cali because it doesn't make sense that one can talk this old sex offender stuff and not be held accountable. Regardless, I'm gonna put this up every day that I go live. Let me do it real quick. Every day that I go live, asking for your support to bring me and the squad to Cali. Our plan is to get out there next month and get this paperwork filed. I'm gonna put the link in here to get this paperwork filed. I've already did my first part that needed to be done. And in fact, when I did the cease and desist on the channel, we know he received the cease and desist on the channel because he even responded to it. He even said, "You're not going to do nothing." That means that he heard the cease and desist and he continued to say the same thing. So now, I mean, he's going to have to, I'm mentally, I'm battered, I'm bruised. You know what I'm saying? I done lost business. And yeah, he's gonna have to talk to the people about that because I'm going to California and we're going to go in the way that that slander it should be taken. That's right. That's right. I'm gonna put the link in one more time before I get out of here. What time is it? Yeah, one more time before I get out of here. If anybody want to jump on the link, you can jump in real quick. Family, thank you. Our next show will be as interesting. I mean, it's 2 shows that I'm working on. But family, I got a long. Let me show you something. I got a long line of. Let me give you. Let me see something real quick. Let me give you something that I'm working on in real time. I'm gonna show you what I'm working on in real time. Let me see. I got you, fam. Peace, family.
Man, what's going on, brother? Taharkabey been all right?
Yeah, everything is good, brother. Everything is good. How you feel?
Man, it's been good, bro. I ain't talked to you in a few years. It's your boy down here from Texas. Man, you know, man,
We still at it, bro. We still at it.
man, congratulations, bro. I'm glad to see you grinding, man. I'm glad to see you still doing it, man.
You know, the next step is, though, you know, after all this grinding, after all this influence, the next step is to organize locally and spread it abroad and show people how to do it. That's where we at now. That's what I'm working on now. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because without the blueprint, we ain't going nowhere.
No, of course not.
So I need to lay that blueprint out.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
man,
sir.
You know, I had to hit you up. I had to hit you up because two things. If you look up this website, www.crowdsondemand, right? Crowds on Demand. It's basically a website to where that people can actually manufacture crowds, you know, for social movements, you know, speak at political functions, XYZ. So they're a marketing firm that actually can put people in front of people. So to manipulate the public is really not that hard. So I know they had those people out there, but you don't know if they use this type of organization or this type of marketing feature to actually get the numbers, right?
Well, I'm gonna tell you what, I was out there, and I know at the front, the first quarter of the stage, there was a nice crowd there, but it definitely wasn't no thousands of people.
That's the same thing Brandon said.
Nah, it definitely wasn't no thousand people, and I'm not capping at all. It definitely was not no thousands of people. I was there, like I got the footage. You know what I mean? Like I can't make this stuff up. I got the actual footage.
I seen you out there. I seen
and like I didn't even put out all of my footage. I might put out some next week. I didn't put out all of my footage because guess what? 75% of the people there that was FBA following Tariq Nasheed, they actually was pretty gracious.
Already, that's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? They was pretty gay. They was pretty gracious. They was showing respect. They was being cool. So I was like, man, I'm not gonna drag them.
Man, and for the most part, I think that most of the people really are genuine. They're just looking for the leadership. And I think that many of the people, they don't want to be bamboozled. But unfortunately, you know, I think that, you know, that's what's going to happen at the end of the day in the long run. Now, I had got on Tariq's Twitter page, you know, one time when he was going live on the Twitter live or whatever. And I got on there and I called him out about this. And I was like, Tariq, you know, this allegation about your name being Marcus Sanders is out there. And I can't think of the Dane Calloway had said it initially. Then he told me, he's like, well, if it is, what you gonna do about it? And I was like, bro,
I got it.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what you mean? What we gonna do about it, bro? We following you, hoping that you genuine, really trying to bring something to the table. And then I was like, bro, then the video about you being on the beach with the white girls and talking about you raised the flag to Europe, you know, in the bedroom. He was like, what you talking about? And if I was on the beach with white girls, what you gonna do? I'm a boss. What you gonna, like, bro, who wanna follow somebody arrogant like that, bro? Like, that's just arrogance, fam. Like,
yeah, but the thing is that he's able to get away with it and continue to live the lifestyle that he has lived off the back of the people.
Right.
So he has no accountability.
Right, absolutely.
He has no accountability. But I wanted to share this. You know, it's a whole group, and I'm looking at this right here. Let me show you this. Pimpin is pimping.
Right.
So when we look in our community, we got to ask ourselves, besides information, what other value are people bringing to our community? And when I say our community, I'm talking about the places that need it most. Because where we live at and where these podcasters live at, man, don't nobody need that.
Right.
Where people need it most. Where people need it most,
People don't
that's
know.
where
She
the
went to the
resources
feds
needed.
for mortgage fraud. Yeah, and I had did a video about that because Vicky Dillon, when she had went to the feds for this mortgage fraud stuff, and I think a lot of people just don't do their homework. It's like you gotta be able to fact check and vet everybody, especially when you're talking about leading a multitude of people. Everybody got to be vetted. Nobody's above that. So,
and the problem is, I don't think people's history is the problem. I think denying it, running from it, and trying to cover it is the problem.
Right, absolutely.
Because our greatest leaders, if people believe in Jesus, Jesus went to jail and was convicted even though he didn't do it.
Right.
If people believe in Jesus, Muhammad was chased out of Mecca, ran to Ethiopia. Prophet Obadiah Ali was locked up. Elijah Muhammad was locked up. I can go on. Marcus Garvey was
locked up. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we're in an oppressive system. So some of the things that we face in this oppressive system may be true, may not be true. But nevertheless, we can't take the route of the oppressor when one is trying to lead the way and he says, wake up, such as myself and other people in our community say, wake up, such as yourself. And now everybody want to go to the back day and say, well, you did this, you did that. So what? Let's talk about it then.
Right.
Now, this guy, Tariq Nasheed, refused to answer up to the allegations, the name, his history, and who he was as a child. People need to donate so I go on the road and find out this stuff.
Man, I got you. No, you're absolutely right, bro. And I think like you said, that would have deaded that in the end. If he would have just said, you know what? Yeah, I had a rough upbringing. My name is XYZ. Or I did this, did that, and I done moved on. I done changed my life. Then people could accept that more. But for you just to be in complete denial, like we stupid, it's like, bro, okay, don't play with us now.
Yeah, and like you're never gonna have to answer up for this. Right. Oh no, you won't have to answer up because I'm gonna tell you. Let me get this bread in the right place and position right place. I do it on my own dime.
Already.
I do it on my own dime and report it to the people because this is crazy that we have one amongst us that we don't even know who he is for real.
Nah, straight up.
But bro, I appreciate you. I'm about to get out of here, bro. Bro, what's your channel, bro?
What'd you say, Brother Bay?
What is your channel?
It's under my name, Tino Miles.
Tino Miles. I'm about to drop that link up in here too.
Man, appreciate that, OG.
Can you drop the link in the comment section so I can share it?
Man, I got you, OG. I'll drop it in there.
All right, got you. Appreciate you, bro.
Oh yeah, OG. You have a blessed night, all right?
Oh, you too, my brother. You and the family. You and the family take care, brother. Always keep your head on that turn because these people are crazy. Peace and love, family.
All right, OG. Peace.
Peace. So, family, I'm about to get out of here, family. I'm going to see you probably. I got to go through a lot of paperwork dealing with Grandmaster Jay. So, I'm probably going to see you on Monday. Unless you email me and say I got to do it now, let something pop up. I might do it on Monday. I mean, I might do anything tomorrow. I'm for sure going to be at Monday, with that being said. So I appreciate y'all, family. Thanks for tuning in. This was just a filler show, just to show that this man is crazy. We're going back to some of the deeper research. I ask that you support. If you hit the Cash app, I want to say that thank you. I don't like to say names. So if you ever hit the Cash app, say it's okay for me to say your name and give you a thank you because I don't want to throw people out there. And I will never, ever say people who support unless I have your permission. You know what I'm saying? Unless I have your permission. Because I know some of us is silent supporters. And we need silent supporters. Some of the best supporters are the silent supporters. And we need to remain anonymous and silent so we can knock it out the park. So if you give a Cash app, just make sure I'm never going to say your name unless you say I can. Now, I know you don't want reputation and fame, but I do like to acknowledge those who support. So thank you so much, family, and I see y'all on Monday. Let's get it.
I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. I be that more you gon' remember. Taharkabey front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I be that more you gon' remember. Taharkabey front line till the law call my number. If you a friend of the Moors, then you a friend of mine. I was told to watch my enemies, now hold my line. Those that speak against the prophet, they speak against me. And I'm speaking about the prophet over Drew Ali, who was the first to remind you and bind you back to Morocco, the mountains, Mississippi, and Quebec. Told you you wasn't black, proved it with straight facts. You tripping off trust, you need to be tripping off that. Now here we go again, acting like you a slave. Family, see y'all tonight, 9:30. Let's go.